I think the challenge is just getting your point across in a shorter amount of time. I mean, you really don't need that much time to get your point across, but we're so ingrained in an old school approach and explaining and going in depth that this makes you really think it through a lot differently.
I know for me in preparing, it's always going back to the concept of beginning with the end in mind. Mm-hmm. You really have to start at the destination that you want to arrive at, and really plan it out. And really, you just cut all the extra stuff. You leave it up to the MC to introduce you, and you just dive right in. And I love this format.
So how did you get people to participate in 10 minutes?
I think people can participate in any length of time. It doesn't matter how long you have. It's seriously just thinking about what do you want the point to be? What is the purpose of the interaction, as opposed to just doing something for the sake of doing it. And in play we preach that all the time, is that you don't just do it for the sake of doing it. There needs to be a reason for doing it. And no matter how long you have, I think you can make that work as long as you think through why am I doing it, and then how do I integrate that so it becomes a part of the message, not we did this and then the talk was something entirely different.
I think it's something that you and I have more difficulty with because of the nature of we talk technology,
right?
And we don't think about that engagement as much as information.
It's hard to give out that much information and work in any kind of interactive components without it getting completely off track.
Well, I think the format really lends itself to throwing the rules out the window.
Yes.
The first question I asked when I started preparing was, why not? Mm-hmm. Why not do this? Why not talk about this? I think just embracing the idea of risk. Mm-hmm. Putting on an event is very risky. Mm-hmm. And just even in, giving your speakers the freedom, when you do partner with, communicators to say, hey, here's your time, use it how you want, and most speakers know how to use that time and use it well, and that's what they do. That's why you hired them.
I was just going to say is that, what we encourage people to do is to start small. Mm-hmm. Don't try and break your whole entire conference and do everything entirely different. Start with small snippets where you think you can have a major impact, and do something small and little and try it and see how it works. Because if you do fail, it's not your whole conference failed. This new idea we tried failed, and we learned from it, and we know how to do it better next time. So start small and try something as opposed to not doing anything different or anything risky.
Well, I think you build a culture of flexibility into your events. I mean, we even experienced that today. Like, okay, well, we're just going to roll with it. We'll adapt. We'll move on. And when you sort of have that mentality and if you prepare your audience for the unexpected, they never show up knowing what's going to happen, and that's a good thing.
Yeah. But you got to understand your group as well. We're in a group right now where they want to see experimentation.
Right.
They're going back to their organizations, their congregations. They might not have the same liberties that we do here, but that means they have to take more risk.
Yes.
To really get that out there and get that change as part of their event.